fake shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough.
Look at this.
There we go. We wanted to do a pump up intro. So be patient with us as we're learning how to do it. I don't actually know how we tell if anybody's on here.
Well, see, you've changed it all since last week. Now, first of all, we're together. That's
We're
the first
together.
time in, what, 6 weeks?
Yep. First time together in 6 weeks. I'm going to get rid of the banner. My logo. There we go. Yeah. First time together in, a long time.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
So last we spoke, you were back from Magnetic Island.
Yeah. So
and heading back here.
we did Magnetic Island. Then we stopped somewhere. Gladstone.
Right.
South of Gladstone. And then we bombed it. I don't think Gladstone, we went to a place at Harvey Bay. So we lived there for 3 years and never went to this wicked hip camp.
Yeah.
So they built like islands on a lake.
Wow.
Like, so huge lake. And then there's 3 separate islands and you camp on the islands. There's a little skinny bit that you drive on and then it goes onto a big circle.
What is that?
So we stayed there. And then, from there we went to Beach to Bush, got the rooftop tent off and then bombed it home.
Back home.
It was a quick from like Cape York, from Cairns to home. I think it was like 3 or 4 days. It was,
Now, for people watching, did Ash make it to the touch footy?
so that's this weekend.
Right.
So she had a horse comp last weekend, which she pulled out of. Touch footy this weekend, and then horse comp next weekend. I think what's funny, so we're going Sunshine Coast Thursday to Sunday, back down to Brissy, then back up to Caboolture the following weekend for a horse
Busy.
comp.
You're still busy. You're still bombing everywhere.
Yeah. But then, as I said to you today,
nearly
man, I'm
forgot.
relaxed. I'm going to open it on YouTube because I don't know if this tells me if anybody's on. Is anybody on? Comment, because I want to see if I can pin your comments.
How do we, well, see, last week was different because we had it. I might log in too.
If you're on YouTube. There we go. Opening on YouTube as well. Continue to YouTube. Look at this. We're up with technology.
Look at it go.
You see, it makes people watch an ad.
Right.
We got a gift to charity,
Well, that's
which
fair.
we will be going through on this. So I actually donated the money to Ronald McDonald House. So we'll be putting that up when we talk about it. So let's go about your channel. Look, there is people in there. Hi Dylan.
Who's here?
We've got Gibbos is on. How's the sound? And Ryan Simmons is watching.
Roy Simpson.
Yep. Oh, look, people are commenting. So let's see. How's the audio this week, guys?
There we go. That's better. G'day, everybody. Can you hear us this week? Are we crackly as we were last
So there
week?
you go. Look, I can put comments up now. Jeez.
We got proper microphones. and
microphones. We've got some really good technology.
everything. We got a tripod.
We've just got to figure out how to get the phone camera to turn around the other way because we're using the front camera.
Yeah, so that would be good. Yeah, we can work. If you know how to do that, let us know.
Where's Have a Crack?
Where is Have a Crack?
Yeah, Have a Crack needs to tell us how to do it. Better. The audio's better.
Oh, good. Excellent. So,
Audio.
let's talk about
All good. Shift's a bit loud. What's that mean? All good. Shift's a bit loud.
where's that?
There. Put it there.
Oh, there. Shirt's a bit loud.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I agree.
This.
I actually agree. I need sunnies.
So that's why I get you to read the comments.
That's why I've got these.
Okay,
Perfect.
so let's talk about what's new on your channel.
What's new on my channel? So this week, well, we're going to talk about it later. I know at the show, but we, when I was at the show, I picked up because I love my gadgets, and
You got the Starlink, didn't you?
I've got Starlink,
Yeah,
but
I've got the 12 volt.
I got the 12 volt
What brand?
Cowfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was actually, because I was looking last night, and
Actually,
not
the box is there in the shop. I've already installed it. The Carfit, that's it there, the Cosmo.
you're not as smart as me, so I'm going to email them, see if I can get it for free.
Well, I got a show special on it.
Yeah.
And I came home straight away and I installed it and did a video. And Logan, who is our editor,
Yeah.
I took it into him on Monday and I said, I've done a video. And he goes, He said, I'm falling asleep watching it. It's so boring. So we're not doing a video on it, but we're going to talk about how good it is. I did all the tests and it's save it. Well,
You got to plug it through an Anderson, don't you? Or
I've actually just hardwired it into the back of the Voyager. So I've just got a switch now. And it draws like, I think when it warms up, it's more, but it's like 7 amps when it gets started.
That's the only thing that bugs me with it, because a Caravan doesn't have an Anderson plug anywhere.
No, this isn't. It's just 2 wires.
Yeah, but a Caravan doesn't have, because you can buy it pre-done with an Anderson.
You can, yeah,
Or cigarette socket.
yeah, or ring terminals.
Yeah,
I think.
Because for me, it'll go between the Caravan and the 79 series, so it needs to plug in, plug out really easy. The cigarette socket will probably be easy because most Caravans have an external.
So if you got Starlink, you take it in between your car and the Caravan.
House.
And the house.
Yep, it's our main internet for home as well.
Is it? Okay.
Because you're paying double. You've got.
Well, no, because I pause it when I don't use it. I just, it's like it's paused at the minute because we haven't been on a trip for a month.
It's lucky you said that. I should pause mine. We don't have a house at the moment. So
pause it. Definitely pause it.
Hold on, guys. I just need my phone to pause it. Okay.
What's happening on your channel? I saw you did the battery review the other day.
Oh, it's getting busy. So I've got preloaded 2 videos already done. I've never been this far ahead. I'm normally edit, upload same day.
Yeah. Same day.
So I've got videos backed up galore. I've got heaps of products. Everything that went to the Cape, I was meant to do during the trip, and editing on the road a lot harder than it looks.
That's as a YouTube question for any YouTube channels. Do you have I know we do this 6:30 every Wednesday, but for your channel, do you upload a specific day every week?
So with the product reviews, because they're ongoing, they're not like 2-week window. How most things, like if you do a travel video, it's generally 2 weeks and then it tanks and nobody watches it.
Yeah.
But with the product reviews, they just keep going.
Evergreen,
so I don't care. I just upload.
You just upload
whatever.
Cool.
No time, no day, no
just
nothing. Whenever it's ready, on it goes. Now they've got a couple preset. I'll try and pick a day, Sunday. So we've got like some travel ones still to go. So the travels I might do Sunday.
Yeah.
Have you watched any of those, the travel reviews?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
What do you think of that format?
Where you're sitting at the desk chatting,
and then all the overlays pop up. And it's just talking about places rather than.
It's funny. It's easy. It's probably easier to understand what you're doing, but I don't feel as immersed.
Oh, really?
In the location, because it's more like a travel show.
Yep.
As far as you're sitting there, I don't know. It's not bad. It's good. It's just a different format.
Yeah.
And it's
because I don't think anybody else is doing it.
No. I'm probably used to me being outside saying, right, we're at the beach and now we're going up there. But you've sort of taken that back. You've got all your footage and then you've thought about where you're going and what you want to say. You're probably going to get the message across better than what I would do, just making it up as I go.
Our idea is to basically cut the fluff and just give people the information about the places. So that way they can go on, watch it, and then should hopefully, like there's a camp guy that does campgrounds. Have you watched him? Have you ever gone on YouTube? There's a guy, he just does campgrounds, goes to each campground and then films it and puts it up, and there's no entertainment. It's just him showing you what the campground's like.
Right. Okay. Well, that would be, I suppose, look, there's always 2 types of people, I believe, and tell us different, but I used to work for an online, real estate.
There you go. Everyone say hello to Phil. Hey, Phil. You know what's good?
Phil's camping reviews. Phil's a regular.
That actually now will appear on the video as well for all the people that watch this later.
Oh, does it? It embeds itself in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I think there's 2 types of people. There's people who want all the fluff, and there's people who want the details and the facts.
Yep. Do you know what mud duck is? What did I misread?
Hang on.
Is this mud duck?
Is that mud duck? Muddock. Muddock.
What's a muddock?
I have no clue, Phil. You better tell us more.
He's a muddock. I'm not me.
Could be. There's a good chance. I've been called. I've been called worse.
I keep cutting you off. It's like
it's all fine. There's people the people who like to read the story about where you're going. There's other people that want to know. There's flushing toilets, there's hot showers, and you're 20 meters from the beach and 4 meters to the pub. That's
the people I'm going for.
Yeah, which is good. I kind of like that. I like it. Facts.
Okay, should we get into the run sheet? Actually, do you want to bring the run sheet up, and then that way I can do the overlays on here.
Let's go. Right.
Phil never told us what a mudduck is.
He's not. He needs to elaborate. Right. So let's talk about. So you've done well, mate. And this was before my time, but you've managed to raise $4,859.30 for Ronald McDonald House.
And there's the receipt.
Man,
as I said, I was going to do it. So there's the receipt. As I was sitting in your driveway, I quickly flicked it across door.
That's look. Hats off to you. That's an amazing amount of money. Just clarify to me, there would have been expenses in that, and you would have taken stuff out of that.
No, so I do know that now there's a couple other YouTubers doing these charity things, and I have been told that they're actually taking salaries from it. So they've made non-for-profit companies so that then they're legally allowed to pay themselves a wage. That's still, which blows my mind. You'd think non-for-profit, you're not allowed to take money. But
yeah, but look, I understand what you're saying. I'm going to be in Switzerland here because I do think that if you're raising money for charity and it is costing you out-of-pocket expenses and it's costing you time and it is something that you're passionate about, that you want to do to help the community, I think to pay yourself a wage to be able to do that is okay.
So this is good. I like a good debate because I sit there and go, your part, because are you going to donate money to charity as well? Because everyone else donated money to charity.
Yeah.
So I sit there and go, if you're not physically going to give in $100, $50, then your part of giving is your time.
Yes.
Because that's what I looked at. I looked at it as my donation was time.
It's your time.
And then I also paid for advertising to make the thing bigger, to make so that way the companies were happier. I contributed fuel. So although I didn't put any physical money into the donations, I donated all time, money, fuel, and that's what I think it should be.
Yeah.
Not going, hold on, out of these guys' money, I'm going to pay myself back the fuel. I'm going to pay myself back the time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pay myself.
I do see your point. I think you're an exception to the rule. I think you're very honourable in doing that. I think it's lovely. I think it's fabulous. But I do think if you're doing it maybe more full time, I think it's fair to not make a loss out of it.
Here you go. So Phil Camping Reviews.
Mud Duck is a channel, and all he does is review camping sites. So it's you. You're the Mud Duck. The Mud Duck.
He said that he donated, so what is it? He raised last year and raised over $30,000.
That's cool.
Myself, yeah. So that's another good channel. So guys, get around Phil's Camping Reviews, raising $30,000 for nothing.
Oh, so you and Phil are Mud Ducks.
You're
both. Well, you do camping reviews. And
then we've got late to the party.
Is Joe. Joe, you are an absolute commenting machine. Thank you.
Is that two noodles?
Joe's been binging mud mods and beers for, I'd say, about 2 weeks. I'm sure you're sick of the sight of
I
all
don't
of
think
us.
you're going to like this comment.
Dylan is amazing. Well,
not you though.
That's fine. I'm really happy with that.
Yeah, so that's two noodles. So because they've been telling me they've been binging your stuff. So anybody that's watching and you've got some dogs, they actually sell dog toys and
do they?
Jackets and stuff. They just brought out a Cadbury's favourite.
Well, we've just got a golden retriever 1.5-year-old puppy, so we'll have to jump on.
Two noodles. Check it out.
Love it.
Okay, let's continue on.
What's so the charity was done. So we're not finished with the charity yet. So Coral Lee GoFundMe removed $115 for last month to roll over to this month's charity.
Yeah, so I'll put up the overlay. So unfortunately, when I went to pay it, fundraising not found.
Oh,
so I'm
really?
assuming she made the money.
Gotcha.
Because Ash kept telling me I kept upping the price each week. It was like $8,000, and by the end of the 4 weeks, I was saying it was $40,000 for a surgery.
You never let the facts get in the way of a good story. So this month you're rolling it over into Aussie Helpers, which is a farmers charity.
So that's the one we're doing this month. And I figured, okay, we can't give it to her. Let's just roll it over.
Yeah.
So hopefully everyone's happy with that. Not that I don't think one person donated for her, me and one other person.
So that one person, I hope you're happy.
Yep.
All right. That's that.
But hold on. So we're doing the farmers one. So please get along in this description. There's now the PayPal link. Look, if I was smart, I should have put the QR code up. Next week, I'll put the QR code in there. So there'll be, so in the description, you've got the links to the website, or to PayPal. So if people want to give literally $1, $2, let's help the farmers out, raise some money. They got destroyed in New South Wales
Yeah.
with the floods. They also got destroyed out west. They're doing it tough.
Without the farmers, we don't eat.
No. True.
So,
Yep, 100% true.
easy as that.
So I thought this would be a big one, but we've still got nothing for it. It's just literally the money.
And they have done it tough. Like, yeah. And you even look, and I know we're going to talk about it later, but like the weather out in the Simpson and the weather out west recently has just been filthy. So, yeah, I hope everybody's getting through it all.
I actually realised. So we should be jumping into the comments.
We are.
I'll put the overlays in for next week as well, and I can actually pay the overlays. But you do that, and I'm going to bring up how much we actually raised through the ad revenue, because I didn't get that.
All right, cool. So let's go through some of these comments. First one's from Nigel Fletcher. And he says, hey, Dylan and Richo, feel you've been getting some knocks of
How
late.
long is it? Which one does it look like here?
It's that one.
There we go.
Hey, Dylan and Richo, feel you've been getting some knocks of late. Therefore, I thought I'd add my support to you both, as I really enjoy the videos. Talking about the hot topics, etc., sharing your opinions. We travel in our motorhome, Grey Nomads, and love that you offer something different to the majority of YouTube adventurers. Keep up the great work. Shout out to Ash too. Thank you for that. And Nigel, that's awesome. Yeah, well, you've had a few knocks all right recently, haven't you?
Yeah, but that's what my channel is.
That's what you do.
And even like the thing I put up last night to anybody that hasn't seen it yet, where I've got to give big credit. We're actually going to talk about them, so we won't talk about that later in the channel.
Let's keep going. So the next comment is Gibbo's.
That's this one. That was a long one.
Yeah, that's that one. And it's Gibbo's. I can't read this.
Gibbo's road trip.
Gibbo's road trip adventure. That's it. It was just blurry at the top.
She's watching.
I know she's watching. That's Mama G, isn't it?
That's Mama G.
Mama G. All right, Mama G, let's read it out. I don't want to offend you, Dylan, but your comments about caravan and travel I don't agree with. And I do wonder how much travel you've actually done. We've had no problem to date. I've traveled extensively and love the convenience of no setup. Maybe your van is just too big. We do live outside, as do many other caravanners, and being from New South Wales, we're used to having a campfire. It's a given, and it's a huge part of our camping experience and not sitting inside the van. We sleep, occasionally cook and shower, loo inside, that's it. We sit under the stars until bed, cook on the campfire and breathe in the fresh air. Love that. Of course, there's places a caravan might not be accessible for, like Steep Point in WA or some of the Victorian high country. But that's when you unhitch and go exploring or throw in a tent to stay overnight. It doesn't really matter what you use as long as you get out there. A caravan to travel Australia, I feel, is right up there as one of the best ways to see our beautiful country. I do have a question for you with regard to the people that travel without a loo. What are they leaving behind? Cheers, Mama G.
Okay, well, let me click that. So let's get into the toilet.
We're going straight there.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm hoping, but I know they don't because you've seen it. You should be carrying a shovel, and the shovels now pack up like this.
They do. I've got one in there.
Yep,
Yeah.
I've got one permanently just in the back pocket of my seat.
Yep.
So whenever you need, you go dig a hole, you do your business, paper and everything should go in.
Everything goes in. Yeah.
Cover it up.
Agreed.
And obviously, if you want to be better than that, you can go a toilet and take a portable toilet with you. I'm not a fan because I have fears it could spill through my canopy.
Fair.
And I don't want to have to clean that up.
No. There's some campsite, like I know Tiwa, you can't camp on Tiwa without a portable toilet now.
So I take one but don't use it.
Yeah, okay.
I don't dig a hole there because that's
not the right thing to do. Yeah.
These guys know I go into the water and I cop some flack for that. It's right. We had comments last time, people saying before it even gets out, the fish are nibbling on it. It's gone.
Oh, that's nasty.
So yeah.
What do you think of the caravan? What Mama G was saying though about the caravan, like
so
you like to stay inside your van, they like to get outside a bit more.
So it's interesting. The last night of our trip was the only cold night we had.
Right.
We're outside with a fire with Ash's friends.
Yeah.
Because we're back at Harvey Bay. And we stayed out till 9:30 at night with the fire going.
Cool.
But there were no bugs.
Yeah.
And we're able to have a fire.
It's
if
funny.
There's bugs, I'm in.
I'm with Mama G because I don't have a caravan. We do have a camper trailer. But when we go camping, if we do take the camper trailer, I'm only in it to sleep. And we would love a caravan one day, or a better, because my camper trailer is old and I'm actually just about to sell it. But I'd love a better camper trailer. And what we looked for, and when we're at the caravanning show at the weekend, is I don't want a caravan or a camper trailer that you have to cook inside. I want to cook outside. I want to be outside.
So this is my biggest thing. If you have it inside, and Ash and I spoke about it, and the conditions are just a little bit not favourable,
Yeah.
you're in.
Yeah.
Because it is so easy. Go in, close the door.
Agreed.
You're out of the wind, you're out of the rain, you're out of the cold, you're out of the heat, you're out of the bugs.
Yeah.
So if it's there, I'm sure most people are going to go in if there's something a little bit annoying outside. Versus if you don't have that option,
Yeah.
forces you outside.
I honestly don't know if I can comment because I've never had a caravan. The camper trailer we have been inside it a couple of times when it's been blowing its head off, but that's about it.
But we also have two different styles. We camp, which is where we take rooftop tent or swag and sit outside. We're
Right.
outside the whole time, cooking outside.
Yeah.
That's to get away, phones off, relax. Versus the caravan we use for point-to-point travel.
Yeah. You're
Because we
just
rock
getting
up,
there.
unhitched, stabilizing legs down, just in
Right.
case it gets a bit wild.
Yeah. The weather.
Yeah, and then we're back hitched on the next day. So our caravan is just literally for point-to-point travel, not
So your caravan's a hotel room.
exactly.
Yeah.
So funny you say that. We had 3 nights booked in a hotel room. We cancelled it and stayed in the van.
Did you? Well,
Because
fair
of-
enough. Why would you stay in a hotel?
And we actually feel the caravan is more comfortable than a hotel. 'Cause
Plus,
you don't
it's
know what
your
bed
own.
you're going to
Yeah,
get. All the
exactly.
Clothes are there.
If I had a caravan, I don't think I would ever stay in a hotel.
So one comment I want to talk about here. So we got, you pronounce that one for me.
You burned the paper before you
No.
fill in.
The
You
name-
know, I completely dodged it because I tried that last week. Rediga? Am I saying that close? Sorry.
Yeah, you burned the paper before. I have wondered that, but does it smell?
I've not done that. I must admit.
I've heard of a lot of people doing it. It's that way.
I've actually bought, and I think you can get it from like BCF or RTM or those camping places. You can get biodegradable
Oh yeah.
toilet paper,
Yep.
which is dead set what I take camping with me.
And for any of the girls, Ash actually for number 1s only. For number 2s, don't do it. But for number 1, she puts it in the trash, brings it back to the car, puts the paper in the bin.
Oh yeah,
Because
Fair enough,
It's
yeah.
nothing major.
yeah.
So
Or
it's
you just throw it in the fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then what else have we got here? What about this one? This one's funny. I wouldn't swim at Tiwa.
No, me neither. I won't be swimming at Tiwa. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I wouldn't. Actually, to be honest, I wouldn't go camping at Tiwa. I haven't been there for years, and I don't think I'll be going for a long
Because of
time.
all the young kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we've got one other one here. What's this one say? You read it.
Wellfoot Adventures. We have to agree. If it's windy or flies are annoying, we will go inside and escape.
So that's the
we-
problem with having
that's what
that
you-
set up.
Yeah.
So let's do the last comment, which is Tyler Thomas. Let's read that one.
Hang on, what's Phil saying? It's all about the wheel of life, guys. We start out in the pram, then follow. Where'd you put it? There it is. We start out in the pram, then following order: pram, push bike, car, 4-wheel drive, camper trailer, caravan, and lastly wheelchair.
So now you will know how to pronounce his name. There you go. That's how you pronounce his name. Oh, go away.
Rudiger. Ah,
There you go. For everyone,
hopefully that is Rudiger right. Thank you.
for
That's
everyone
good.
following along at home. So yeah, if you read out Tyler's,
No, I've no chance because you've made it about the size of a postage stamp.
what about if we put it on the screen?
Put it on the screen here. Because you wouldn't be able to read that either. Look at it.
Yeah, I did it with a phone. I didn't go back on. I meant to go on and make it bigger with a phone.
100,000%.
Oh, look, that's better, isn't it? What about if we do that? We make a full screen.
That'll work. All right. So we were talking a couple of weeks ago about the terrible floods down in New South Wales and how Tyler Thompson had been massively impacted in his house that he hadn't owned for so long. And I think you asked the question, what would you rather, not get flooded out or get flooded out and claim the insurance and get a brand new house?
And nobody excited for that.
Nobody signed for it. And I said, no, that would be awful. Tyler Thompson actually got back to us last night.
Yep.
So thank you, Tyler, for getting back to us. I know you're a busy man. You got a lot on at the minute, but I'll just read you out Tyler's response because it's absolutely brilliant. So Tyler says, cheers, guys. Just came across this. To answer your question, yes, it's a freshly renovated home. Does sound great, but it is a lot of stress and instability for the family. We would rather be at home enjoying the place. So I don't know, pros and cons there. The long-term issue, though, is insurance only covers to build it back to how it was, which we don't want to stay there and wait for it to happen again with the house how it was. So I suppose because it'll just happen again.
Yeah, so it sounds like he'd want to put it on still.
Well, yeah. So he says the stress of one flood is enough for one lifetime, and I would imagine it would be. Also, insuring the house again is probably going to be an expensive nightmare and unaffordable. I would imagine that too. Our other option is we take the insurance payout money and try to get more money added to our loan and knock down and build a higher house or build on top of the one that is there. So yeah, he wants to raise it up, which makes sense. Both of which are also very expensive and will probably take 1 to 2 years, which we would be without a home. The house is on a concrete slab, so you can't just lift it higher. So no easy option. Either rebuild it as is, hopefully be back in by Christmas then and just try and sell it and not lose too much money, or try and invest money into building the house up and above any future flood levels. What a disaster. That's a complete nightmare. Like, you know, the poor fella's bought his first house and it looks magnificent. And all of a sudden this has happened. The insurance will make it good, but only to what it was. So then he's leaving himself open to getting flooded again. If they say it was a 1 in, I don't know, was it a 1 in 100, 1 in 500, 1 in 50 year flood?
Yep.
So, you know, the chances are not going to happen again, but it could easily happen next year again.
You know what I reckon? I smell a good opportunity for him to get a caravan sponsorship.
For 2 years and live.
2 years living in
You know what? Though?
House.
That's not stupid. If you can, if that means
And then
you
knock
can
down, rebuild.
build your big house. Yeah, that's not.
I didn't know you could take a payout. I thought it was just they build it back. Because you know what's annoying? Not many people know this. If you insure your house for $1 million and they rebuild it, well, they rebuild it to what it was. And if it only costs $500,000, it only costs $500,000.
Yeah.
Because our insurance company kept trying to put ours up to over $1 million. And I said, man, my house only will cost $400,000 to build. I'm looking at display homes, it's $400,000.
Right.
And they go, no, once you insure for $1 million. I said, sweet. And if it costs $400,000, do I get the leftover? And they said, no, it's just whatever it costs.
But then but look, you know what?
So I don't know how you'd get the payout. I didn't think you could do it. Because what are they paying out on?
I'm very clueless with insurance. I do know that, like, I'm a photographer and I do drop the old lens here and there, and the couple of insurance claims that I've done, they've just said, hey, we'll pay you out for the lens, just go and buy yourself a new one. So yeah, I guess they do. That was just a lens, not a house. Anyway, thank you, Tyler. I hope you're going to make a decision somehow and get
into
back
the hot
to
topic.
normal. Right. How did the 79 go touring? Comfort versus ability trade-off. Is it worth it?
Yeah, so this is one I actually wanted us to have a chat about. So on the Bruce, we talked about the Bruce Highway is a nightmare. It is disgusting. It is horrible. I reckon it's worse than the PDR, to be 100% honest.
The bitumen?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It is so dangerous towing a caravan. Like, I don't think we actually got to talk about it. There was a rollover on a van on 110 kilometre an hour zone, and I reckon they were going 110. Bumped, off they went.
Wow.
First, we dropped right down to 80 because it was just disgusting.
Did you?
But we sat there when, if you're in, say, for example, your Prado that's next to us, or you're in a 200 series, in any vehicle that is independent suspension, probably not going to be as bad.
Yeah.
The Cruiser is brilliant because of the solid axle. It makes it a weapon off-road.
Yes.
Where in 2025 do you need a solid axle? Because they're all closed. And if it's not closed, it's been downgraded. So you can have your fun toy four-wheel drive that you can go and do Glasshouse Mountains with. But for a tourer, the 79 is probably extinct. It's not needed. There used to be tough tracks you could do.
We still find them.
Like
we went down to Lithgow.
Yep.
We find heaps of tough tracks.
Yeah,
up
but
through the
you
Blue
could
Mountains.
have like a older, shittier car, because you and I have talked that we don't want to trash our cars. So you could have your four-wheel drive. I just don't know if the 79 is needed.
It's not.
No.
But it is.
But then the other thing, you start to look, which I did a video on it, you start to look at the factory weights. You need to do a GVM upgrade on everything bar a 79. And I'm sure you can agree, living out of a canopy is easier than living out of a boot of a car.
very much so. But like, I look at mine, which is just sitting outside the door there, and like, I'm at GVM.
Yeah, but that's because you got a super tray. You wait till you rip that off.
Yeah, I can't wait. But I think
Because we're nothing. We weigh like 200 kilos over factory.
really,
Yep.
I'm so jealous. I need to get like anyway.
So we have massive ability. And the 79 is the only one you can tow at maximum, tow at 3.5, and load the car up to GVM. All the rest you can't do it.
Okay, well, let's talk about that. What's the difference between that? I mean, money-wise, not probably heaps if you look at that and going into an American truck that's made for towing and touring.
Yep, but
no modification.
So
the 79, when you get it, like you've done it too,
yep.
You've got to spend X amount of dollars making it comfortable enough to tour in because they're a farm truck.
But the American trucks, you need to fix the engines because they come with problems.
Yeah, but they'll have a warranty if you don't touch them.
Yeah.
Like if you buy it from a dealership, you don't mod it because they don't need modded if you're just touring in it. You got your warranty behind you. Admittedly, if you're in the middle of Weipa or you're up at Cape York, you're not going to have a dealership to fix it there.
They're torsion bar front ends. Have you
not
ever
sure.
driven? Yeah, they're torsion bars. Have you ever driven a torsion?
No.
So I'm assuming that's more comfortable than a solid axle. It must be in between a solid axle and
an IFS. Yeah, I've not driven one, to be honest. A mate of mine used to have a Ram, and we used to go, like he never took it off road. It never actually went on the grass. He had it for work, and it was lovely to ride in. It was beautiful.
So there you go. So maybe they are, because for the 3.5 ton the small American trucks, which are around what, 120,000, 130?
Yeah, probably.
That'll tell you 3.5. It's when you want to get bigger than that, you need to go into 300 grand.
Yeah,
American trucks, which is just stupid.
But that's all the 79s towing as well.
Yeah.
So let me put it to you. The money, why, like, take money away, because there's probably not a lot of difference by the time you toy the 79 up. Why would you pick a 79? Because I've got my answer. Why would you pick a 79 over an American truck or vice versa?
So after doing this trip, the American trucks are so wide.
They are wide.
I'd maybe look at an Ineos. An Ineos is the only other car that actually has...
I actually have to agree with you there.
But then it's a solid front axle. So I haven't driven one. I don't know how uncomfortable it is.
I watched the video, and we've talked about this a few weeks ago on Chinese cars. There's, I watched the Shanghai Motor Show. It was at 4-Wheel Drive TV on YouTube. Did a video on Shanghai Motor Show, and the GWM are bringing out, allegedly, we don't know if it's coming to Australia or not, a 4-liter twin turbo.
Oh, this is the V8.
V8 hybrid.
I'll
plug-in hybrid.
I'll bet my house on it that there's no V8 coming.
Well,
the government is not going to approve a V8.
Who knows? I mean, the way these blokes were talking on, then this was the Australian GWM rep in Shanghai was saying, we don't know what the interest level is. We'd love to bring it. Solid axle, like, it's things like a beast. I reckon you give it a few years, the Chinese manufacturers could really upset the whole market.
Here you go. So, good comment, which is what I was sort of saying.
Yes. Okay, so Rodriguez said, because I can fit my 79 in a city car spot and I still get down to bush tracks.
That was my skepticism with the American truck.
I was just being devil's advocate there. I will never in a long time. I don't think I would ever buy an American truck. My 79, it's a farm truck. It's this and it's that, and it's GVM this and it's manual that. But when I get in it and drive it, I smile.
So the American truck wouldn't have made it to Noland without you coming back and needing a new paint job.
Right.
It was scratchy. Just
was it for
so
you?
It was hitting our mirrors and some bits just touching the car.
Yeah.
And that's for what the world's smallest cab. The 79s are not a big
Not
cab.
big, no.
Which means a 200 would have got scratched up, and the American trucks you would have been driving through the bush.
You would have been just doing these ones the whole time.
So that's the downside to them. I don't know what the answer is.
Phil's company, I think they're too big for our roads. I agree with that. So look, I do think they have a place because
Just
there's so many of them. But I think parking. I think if you're I think if you're towing, you're doing the big lap, and you're just going to beach camps and
Yep.
wide open spaces, I think they would be amazing. They're just probably not for me.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's the next hot topic?
The next hot topic.
Actually, let's get into some of the YouTube channels. So we're at 34 minutes.
Okay, let's go. Around the tube. So we have got here 4-wheel drive 24/7. Epic episode flooding in the desert. Should they be promoting taking shit boxes remote? What if young kids copy them? Cars left in the desert.
Okay, so what I'll do, I'll overlay a video for everyone to watch because I did actually get it.
You're very prepared.
It's only got 2 rules. First rule being we only had $3,000 to spend on a car. Second rule being it had to be an ex-backpacker's car. They can tell by the curtains there. I'm abided by the rules. I bought a 1997 Mitsubishi Pajero.
And then the second video.
At the
I'll
time
play,
of recording, 75 days have passed since we abandoned those vehicles on that dune, where they still sit to this day.
now, they were only 15-minute clips, so I can't be done for copyright.
15 seconds.
Yep, 15 seconds. Look, you can see there, 14, 15.
Right.
So what's your thought? Because you're the four-wheel driver.
Yeah. So I've been watching 4-wheel drive 27 forever, and
I'm guessing you watch those episodes.
absolutely, I love those episodes.
I thought they were brilliant as well.
I think a lot of YouTube channels are going to a place that's unrelatable,
Yeah.
like the $300,000 American truck bills, the big rigs with the caravan, like you're $500,000. These guys have always in the 4-wheel drive, like when they're, apart from the off-grid stuff that they do, but their normal trips, they're relatable. They drive 80s, they drive like normal cars.
That's I'm fine with.
Yeah. They've taking
Taking a car that was going to the wreckers out to the desert. And where is it now? Where are both of those cars?
they've been recovered yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday they've been recovered.
Yeah.
They actually,
if people copy them, are they going to recover their cars?
I think they hit a very unexpected weather event.
Yeah.
That
But
nobody
the cars
could
were
see
breaking
coming.
anyway.
The cars are breaking out, but they had 3 support vehicles there. They had a 79, the King Chrome 79, that was chock-a-block with
So
spares.
devil's advocate.
Yeah. If you're on your own,
An 18-year-old and his mates go.
no,
and
you'd
they
be
all-
mad.
But that's who generally, like a lot of young people watch their channel. And that's what I'm
But
scared
I don't
of.
think they were promoting do it yourself. They were saying they're doing it, but they have to. If you watch the video, which I'm sure you did, they said it in the video, they've got support vehicles there because they don't know how far they were going to get. They wanted to see if they could get them from the Gold Coast or the Sunny Coast to Birdsville, and they couldn't.
I just would have loved to have seen them do that in their normal cars. I think, unfortunately, monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah.
And I think some idiot kids could go, look, we only need to spend $500 on a 4-wheel drive and we'll get out there. If that weather event didn't happen, they would have made it back. We can fix stuff.
But if that weather event hadn't happened, it wouldn't have been a very
He was
tricky.
welding a petrol
See it
fuel tank.
with a beer can.
Wasn't that like petrol ignites, right? And that was sparking.
Yeah, I don't know. They must have emptied it before they welded it. I don't know how they did that either because I saw that myself. But I actually watched there was a Instagram post yesterday because a lot of people were up in arms about them leaving them there. Now, if you watch the episode, they rang the Birdsville pub and said, "What's it like?" And they said, "You need to just forget about what you're doing and get to Birdsville." They left the cars there and they couldn't go back and get them until the flood waters had subsided. And there was a Instagram comment yesterday it wasn't from their feed, it was from somebody else, Team Bree Off Road, I think, who had said they saw them in the desert because they were out there, and 4-wheel drive 24/7 commented to say they've got a recovery team going out, which would have been yesterday, I believe, or 2 days ago, to pick them up. And that was the soonest they could get them because of the flooding. So they've done the right thing. They've gone and got them, and they were apparently fully intact. They weren't touched. Nobody had stolen stuff off them. They were just there, back on the train. There was a picture of one of them on a flatbed being brought back into town.
So we've got 2 comments on it. So we've got Have a Crack. Welcome, Have a Crack.
Here he is. Blaming YouTubers for other people's foolish behavior is like blaming video games for violent people. Agreed.
But funny enough, I think video games are making people violent.
Well, let's not go down there because I don't play video games.
And then we got one more. And then somebody agrees with him as well. I've got to move it off so you can read it.
Yeah, Top Gear Vietnam's bike tour inspired millions to copy. This will inspire many teams to copy, and this will litter our deserts with cars that don't make it.
So funny, we've got literally
Both ends of the
sides,
spectrum.
which is
So
the
you
same
and me.
as us.
Yeah. So I'm very much with Have a Crack.
Yeah.
Shane, I think your name is Shane. Love your photography channel too, by the way. I've had a bit of a watch of that, and I'm learning lots.
Here we go. So Have a Crack. I grew up playing video games, and I haven't shot anybody all day.
Well played. Well played.
Okay, so what's the next channel we're talking about? It may be Have a Crack. He's on there to talk about this episode.
Have a Crack. Stop copying influencers. That was a cracking video.
Okay, I'll play the video.
Much advice online. Are you being led up the garden path with advice to your four-wheel drive? There is an abundance of advice online, social media, all over YouTube, telling you that this is a good mod, and this is a bad mod. They'll tell you that this.
Okay, Have a Crack. I only use 15 seconds. You can't get me for copyright. But yeah, that was a really good. I just thought it was a really good topic, and good on him for bringing it up, because you bring stuff up like that and people hate on you.
We did one very not similar. We did one along the same lines about 3 months ago. That was worst mods you can do to your four-wheel drive, and it was very much like don't put a twin snorkel on.
Yeah,
all that sort of stuff.
That
and this is very much something I completely agree with. Is do the modifications for you. Don't do it because you can take a nice Instagram photograph and look at how good I am. I completely agree.
So do you think, because there is discount codes and you can make a fair bit of money off YouTube, and I'll be fully transparent, I've got discount codes to Lifetime, All Powers, the shower that I use. I think that's it. I may have some others. And I've had Vic Off-Road. But people see that I will literally go on and say, this is a piece of shit, it backfired on me, don't buy it anymore.
That's good.
And I will do that with every product. Even if I'm not sponsored, I'll say it's good. And then if it stuffs up on me, I'll go back and say, don't buy it. Here's what happened. Where you could see very easily that people could get caught up on it. And you can make a fair bit of money. So I think I've sold to date 50 grand for All Powers and 50 grand.
Wow.
Not for me personally, for them.
But for them, yeah.
And then I get a cut of that.
Yeah.
So you can see that you can make a fair bit of money on it.
Yeah.
I'm just lucky that, me personally, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night if I'm pushing a bad product.
Yeah.
And I know that I can promote the companies because I've had no issues. I've tested them, and I am not, everyone watches, I'm not light on the gear. I treat my poor shower when I do the review on it this week. It is scratched to buggery.
Yeah.
It has just been torture tested in that canopy, flinging around because I didn't have anywhere to put it. But to me, I said, that's what you want YouTubers to do. You don't want them to baby stuff. You want them to torture test it and go, yeah, it is worthwhile buying.
But that's probably the thing where, where is the trust?
Yeah.
Where is the trust developed? Like if you're watching a YouTube channel and they talk about how good the product is and you buy it and it's not good.
Yep.
You're never going to trust that YouTuber again. So I think if you're going to have integrity by taking on a sponsorship, you've got to set it up at the start and go, well, I'm happy to do this. And I haven't really been exposed to this too much because I'm quite a small channel still. But I think I'm not going to ruin my integrity for a product that might make me a couple $100. Yeah. I think if you want a long-term, and it's like business, it's like anything you do in life. If you want a long-term relationship with anybody or anything, you've got to be full of integrity doing it. In my opinion.
Yeah. But yeah, do you think YouTubers? I think you sort of touched on it. That you have to know which ones you can trust.
Yes.
The ones that are pushing every episode. Let's go travel. They generally do in-ad videos now where they sort of promote something in their video. I think if every week they're promoting something different, probably don't buy it.
No, I would agree with that. And have you seen them use it and torture test it as you do?
Yep.
some of the things that you do. I'm like, wow, I was going to do that. Sign me up.
Because my weird one, I've actually been approached, I'm going to say somewhere 40 battery companies to try and get me to do reviews on their batteries. I won't do it because I've said that Lifetime is the best.
Yeah.
And I stand by it. So I feel weird if I review. I think Renogy is the only other one I did, and it's because Super Jeep wanted me to do the battery as well as the solar panels and some other stuff.
Yeah.
And read between the lines, solar panel didn't get reviewed.
But I think loyalty is a big thing too. Like if somebody's good enough to reach out, or you're good enough to reach out to them, and you come up with a commercial arrangement, and if that's for 12 months, and in 12 months in a day you go and jump ship to somebody else, I don't know if I love that. Like we've got one or two commercial agreements at the minute, and I certainly every year we'll be trying to renew them because I believe in the products and the companies.
Here we go. So Have a Crack has said, I think your video, Phil, about Ergon Hub.
Egon Hub convinced me to buy it. There we go.
There we go. Because I think, so what I learned from the actual trip, there is a lot of people that are buying gear that YouTubers promote.
Have a Crack has said, I've done a video about this as well. Trusting creators. We'll look that up and have a look. And Phil's camping review said, agreed. I couldn't do a review and not tell the truth. So yeah, I suppose you get to know what YouTubers you want to trust and who you don't. And you can probably tell by watching their videos.
Yep. And anybody out there that's thinking about doing product reviews, that's the hardest bit.
You do a lot of them.
Yeah, because you will get put in. I've put comments up where I'm nearly in tears because I've had a massive brand reach out, give me a product, and it is trash. And you sit there and go, man, it can make my channel look so much more professional having this brand on board.
Yeah. Yes. But
And
it's not worth it.
yeah, and I'm going to use Renogy as the example. So the Renogy, it didn't turn off. It doesn't have a voltage sensitive relay. And I pushed that in the video, and as a result, I lost super cheap auto. But I wasn't willing to cover it up. It should turn off. It's a 12-volt appliance going in something that doesn't have a permanent power source. It should have what's a voltage sensitive relay cost? $5?
Yeah, I don't know. I've
So
never thought.
the inner drives turn off.
Yeah.
If there's no power running, the screen's black. It's not doing anything.
Oh, the monitor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus the Renogy stuff stays on 24/7. It uses 24 amps a day, just sitting there.
24 amps a day.
Yeah.
Right. Let's keep going before we fall down a rabbit hole.
I need dinner.
Uh,
Are you feeding me?
yeah, we'll see what's left, and then after Andy's finished. Do you want to talk about Journey Unknown?
Yeah, so let's talk about Journey Unknown. So you guys that haven't watched the video, there's a full video where they actually came on and spoke about it. So this is just going to sort of touch on it. So Journey Unknown, I want to give them a big round of applause.
Yeah.
Because they actually came on and confronted. They've copped a bit of hate. Anyone that hasn't seen it, they asked for their followers if they wanted to do super likes to help support their channel. Unfortunately, they've worded it support their lap, and that their dogs are expensive, and people it got them upset. Some people got upset, which I understand because cost of living at the moment, and they've got a big van, a really nice car. They're about to quit their jobs and do a lap of Australia, and they're asking people to help fund their lap.
Yeah.
So I see, and the shock factor of the wording they use does, the first time you watch it, you're like, ooh. And everyone I've showed the same thing. They were quite taken back and going, you can't say that. But it was just the wording. They just unfortunately didn't nail the wording, where every YouTuber out there that can have super likes. I have super likes enabled if somebody wants to.
You were texting me about it, and I said, well, it's not much different to a Patreon. I don't think, it's kind of, they're not forcing anybody to give them money. I don't really have any issue with it at all.
Yep. You guys comment, let us know. Did you think it was just the wording they got was wrong, or they shouldn't be asking for people to fund? Well, it's not fund it. It's to fund their channel.
But I don't think a lot of people realize how much time goes into making a YouTube channel.
That's all money you made.
Nothing. Like it's pitiful what the return is at the minute. I mean, hopefully when we get a bit bigger, but yeah, there's a lot of yards go in before you see any return. And at the minute, like we started our YouTube channel off just for the love of it.
Here we go.
Oh, hang on. How about I close that?
We knew this was going to happen at some point.
I'm going to close it.
Now he's going to be like, what? He'll keep clicking it.
Yeah, well, he'll come back. Andy's coming home. It's going to get very loud very quickly when the 79 comes into the garage. Oh, here it comes again. We might have to just live with it. I'll just give it the big stop.
Don't run us over. Oh, he's reversing as well.
Yeah.
Should we get to rev it?
He will. He probably will.
I wonder if they'll pick it up through this.
It's a distinct sound. I'll go.
Does he have a camera?
I'll put it near the exhaust.
If there's any greenies on, cover your ears. Don't sniff the exhaust pipe.
It's fine.
Yeah, you guys comment. Let us know what you sort of thought of that. But that leaves us now with just algorithm takeover.
The algorithm takeover.
Let's
right.
try and get in.
Let's get in.
Hour.
All right.
I don't think I added yours. Do you remember the name?
I do remember the name of mine because I kept it open. So I found a channel called Overland 4x4 Adventures, who looked to be a Western Australian channel, looked to be quite new, but have a 79. So
Okay, so I'll chuck up their thumbnail. Oh, wait. When did you find yours? Because I don't have it.
just about half an hour. You have said Explore Bond
So I've got two.
and Arnold's Around Oz.
So Explore Bound, anybody who doesn't watch them, they're actually getting quite big now.
Oh, Explore Bond. He's got Bond here. Yeah, I watched them. They're brilliant.
But he's like taken off.
Yeah, he actually inspired me. He did his own custom build inside his canopy of his new D-Max.
I liked the handles.
Well, that space frame that he made to build the drawer carcass with, I used that in mine, and I actually reached out to him and thanked him.
I know what.
Yeah, it was a cracking idea. So Bunnings do this like really light alloy box section that you can buy the elbows in 90 degrees, and then that's what I used to build my drawer system.
So yeah, I reckon he's a good channel. He's now getting quite big, 30,000. That's probably where you can now self-support. And yeah, I reckon in this year, the 6 months, he's gone from like 7,000 to that 30.
Really good quality videos too. Like his cinematography, his editing is beautiful.
His vocal.
Yeah.
His vocal is superb.
It is. Way better than you and me.
Yeah. I do reckon his missus, coming from one autistic person, I reckon she may be autistic. Right. Good on her if she is.
Sweeping statement.
It's just the way her mannerisms and stuff like that. And then, the other one I have is Arnold's Around Oz, which is a young family, husband, wife, and 2 boys. And they've got, I think it's a Ranger. But anyway, they tow a 2-wheel caravan.
Right.
Really good channel. Just down to earth, bogan sort of people. And I reckon they're brilliant to watch.
And then 2 Moodles has suggested Gone Caravanning.
Yep. So she suggested Gone Caravanning, and he's giving away
free blackjack.
Yep. There you go. So watch his video. Small channel, 3,500 subscribers.
Beautiful.
There you go.
We've done it.
That's us done. That'll actually be, if I can download it. Now I get the difficult job of finding out how the hell I can turn it into an audio podcast on Spotify.
You're the clever one.
Yep. I reckon I've done pretty good.
You've done very good.
And what do you guys reckon of this new format where we can put your comments and stuff up?
This
Bloody
sort of
Ruben.
attitude towards creators seems to be more in this niche. Pretty rare to get that sort of.
Who are you talking about?
negativity. Have a crack.
Okay, this one. You got to tell me so I can put it up.
So have a crack. I said this sort of attitude towards creators seems to be more in this niche. It's pretty rare to get that sort of negativity on my other channel.
Oh, really?
Okay, right. So it's
Because there's the other one. Anybody who doesn't know, he does photography.
Yeah.
Yeah, this space is. You haven't seen it.
No.
I get a lot of it.
Well, because you're pretty controversial. I tend to just try and support people a bit better. You try and.
Well, I just sit there and go, I'm not a sheep. I'm not going to follow. I'm the black sheep.
Yeah.
I don't follow the rest. Nah.
Well,
if
I'm
I
not.
believe something, I'll put it out
It's
there.
not that I'm doing that. We're doing this. We started our channel off just for fun.
Yeah.
And now it's turned into something else. But we do it more for entertainment than anything else.
Here we
Bit of
go.
fun.
We've got
Joe said Journey Unknown are not being true to their subs. Hang on, I spelled that.
subs regarding.
Journey Unknown are not being true. Their subs regarding their dealings with Great Aussie either. They are ambassadors and claim they aren't affiliated with them.
Oh, so that was interesting. So I did ask them about that. So they mentioned they got a discount for their caravan.
Right.
Is that an ambassador or not? Because they said they're not.
No clue. Because I've not done this sort of thing.
Would you say that that's affiliating with a brand?
An ambassador is affiliating with a brand, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but is getting a discount on the caravan.
Well, if you're an ambassador, you'd kind of expect it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but they were saying they weren't.
Oh, right. Well, I don't know.
So was it when I heard that last night? I went, "Oh, I hope this doesn't open up another kettle of fish." Oh, Journey Unknown. If it does, I'm sorry. I think they're sponsored. You got a discounted van, you're sponsored.
What sponsorship?
Getting a discounted van.
Okay. Let's move on.
Is there anything else?
Love it. Phil's company. I wonder what the axle widths is on their tow vehicle with boat and a caravan. Wellful Adventures. Love seeing it on the screen. Definitely more interactive. Thank you. That's good to know. Joe says, love it. You keep it real, Dylan. He does, doesn't he? I sort of get a bit nervous sometimes, but we can get through it.
We did talk about the fact your editor Extreme said, remember.
Yeah, Logan's amazing. Logan does a lot of work and he runs our channel and tells me what videos we're going to do. And he tells me every Wednesday, don't say anything you're going to regret. I won't. So loads of happen.
You're not too bad because as I've said to people with the head injury, I don't actually know what I've said till I watch the video back. So it's a really weird thing to have where I'm just talking and I don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, maybe I should start just going, Dylan, shh, that's enough.
On one of my Instagram things, hashtag tape on my mouth. We might have to get some more tape. And then the last one, this will be the last comment.
Last comment, Willful Adventures. If you have a discount, you're an ambassador. It's very much a blurred line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. So that'll wrap us up.
Done.
Like, comment, subscribe on both of our channels.
Thank you all very much for watching.
And we'll see them next week for the next live.
Next Wednesday, 6:30.
Keep this rolling. And yeah, it'll be on Spotify if you want to re-listen to it, hopefully by tomorrow.
By tomorrow.
Yeah.
Done. Thank you.
See ya.